We're in Madison, Wisconsin. It's Wednesday, September 2nd, 7:30. My parents' anniversary is actually coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because it's September 10th.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to remember. So yeah, happy early anniversary, y'all. Yeah, we did a huge day today. Like 600 miles.
Yeah, 6:04, and we're not even at our end location.
No. Yeah, we have 4 more miles to add to that, or 2.5 or something like that. But, yeah, I don't know. What is there to say about today?
It's a pretty regular day. We went through a city.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget what that was.
Well, I think we went through St. Paul and Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah, like the truck bypass.
Yeah, haven't been in a
But
city
it
like
was
that.
busy.
Yeah, for a while.
You were stressed.
It was just, I can't really see out of the van very well, and there's like a lot of like
fast-moving traffic.
crucial. Yeah, you have to merge and like not merge, but you have to like switch lanes a lot because people are doing stuff.
Yeah.
I really just don't get that mentality of driving where, I don't know, in my mind it's like you go the speed limit and you stay in a lane, but everyone is just moving around so much you can't. You have to keep up with traffic, and you have to maneuver around people who are doing different stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like speeding.
That Audi that passed us, the A7 today, I don't know if you noticed, but that was the most aggressive driver of the day. He gets most aggressive driver award. But I was just like, damn, this guy's like, he's definitely going between like 70 and 95 miles an hour depending on what traffic stops him.
It's so dangerous.
And I mean, if you're in a car like that, I kind of get that that's what you want to do. But you're taking some chances that make other people nervous. But it was a absolute joy to get like 50 miles outside of Minneapolis and see the trees again. I don't know, I get these bad feelings every time we go through cities where it's just like too many people, too many things, like just too many like human things, like shops and restaurants, and it's just like, I don't know. I've been kind of reflecting today a bit, and on the trip, you know, when we made the finale clip for the end of the actual ride, both of us said that we didn't necessarily have like a renewed sense of faith in humanity, but I do think I actually had not a renewed sense, but a new appreciation for small towns that I didn't really have in the AT, because every town seems huge.
The AT small towns were gross.
Well, they were gross, but they just a town compared to the woods seems big.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a small town. But we went through so many small towns. Like, the majority of the towns we went through were small. The route is definitely designed so that you purposefully do not go through very many major cities at all. Like,
are you talking about the bike ride or the AT?
The bike ride.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, I think one of the biggest cities we went through was Richmond, and that was like an alternative route. I'm trying to think
of... Because it was the bike path?
Well...
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we did that because I wanted to see the statue.
Oh, right.
So I was like, we should go by there. It's like a historic event. But, like, what is even another big city that we went through that was actually... Pueblo, yeah, that's true. That's a pretty big city. And if you think about the route being from, like, 1976, like, it started in Pueblo, which kind of makes sense to have a big city start, because it's going to be easier for people to get to and accommodate.
That's true.
But aside from Pueblo, is there any other, like, huge city? Like, I think we kind of skirted around every single big city other than that. Even
we were kind of close to Denver, but we did not go through Denver. So.
We went through Missoula, which was pretty big. Well, suffice it to say, the big cities of like 50,000 plus were few and far between.
And I feel like the big cities out west, like Missoula, there's just more space out there in general. So the town's more spread out. The streets aren't like 2 feet wide.
Yeah, not like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which Minneapolis kind of had Atlanta vibes. Yeah.
And there's just more space, and it's so much better.
Definitely. We're at a Panera parking lot right now, having a little treat. Allie loves Panera. Favorite fast food? Would you consider this fast food? Yeah. It's a good fast food, if you're going to have fast food.
It's a step up from Subway.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a few steps up.
So maybe it's not like fast food.
Yeah,
like,
it's
for real.
Slow fast food. It's like not real
Quality
fast food.
fast food.
Yeah. definitely. But,
oh man, I saw someone hit a squirrel today on the highway. It was really sad. I was not happy about
totally
that.
squished.
Not squished, but he like rolled over a few times and then his lifeless body was just in the middle of the road, and I was like, oh my god, I just saw something die.
Yeah.
And yeah, this ride, the bike ride and now driving, I hate the road.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous, it's so unforgiving, no room for error.
Yeah, you can't make fast moves when you're going 70 miles an hour, especially in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the brakes aren't great. The responsiveness of the steering is sluggish at best. You really have to be on your guard. You have to be like in the most defensive position possible, because if you have to do something quick, you may not be able to. Which is why going through Minneapolis is such a stress.
Yeah.
It took
I
a
have to
while
go through
too.
Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Got to get some treats for some peeps.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be making some pit stops. Hopefully not more than one, but
Yeah.
yeah. What else?
And we're only, what did I just say?
859.
8:59 away from Cresco, so if we do, like, even if we do 600 miles again tomorrow, we could have, like, 3 hours.
200-mile day.
Yeah, we could get into, well, I don't even know about PA, but maybe, like, Ohio or something.
Mm-hmm.
We should see how far Cayuga Valley is.
Yeah,
if we go right through it, we could stay in the national park. That would be awesome.
We should do that. We should just plan for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Ohio. Yeah, we should do that. Even if it's not exactly on the fat side of mileage.
Mm-hmm.
That's one off the list. Have you been there before?
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. What does it boast as its, like, attraction?
I don't even know. I think they have, like, some gorges, and they have nice fall colors, but East Coast National Parks don't boast a lot in comparison.
Yeah, I believe that.
Especially not even East Coast, like, kind of Midwest.
Yeah. It's one we don't have to go back to once we go to it. But yeah. Interesting times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going through a city just makes me feel kind of lame. Because it's just like there's so much going on. It doesn't really feel intimate and special in the same way that I think the bike ride didn't really feel like communion with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like going through the city in a van that you're living in.
Yeah.
It feels kind of trashy. Like, we're not going to be welcome to stay in most places.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of be aware of, again, the drivability of the van.
Yeah, there's no space, and we're so big in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just stressful.
Yeah. And we're definitely not trying to do this lifestyle to increase the stress. So yeah, it'll be nice. I think it's going to be really nice. It's going to be good in Cresco. I'm going to enjoy that week of seeing everybody, getting the van looked at, doing all the stuff that we've talked about doing there, tattoos. And then it's going to be nice to go to Georgia and kind of do the same thing. Probably get more tattoos from Josh. I'll have some treats to give him. And then to head back out west, I think that's going to be nice because we got kind of spoiled. Those small towns kind of feel like being out in nature a bit because the rules, if it's a really small town, you can kind of get away with almost anything because it's just like there's not enough people there to like catch you. Like, do you remember?
Care.
Or care, yeah. Yeah, because they're more apt to be like impressed and interested in what you're doing rather than like authoritative and like telling you what you shouldn't do while you're there. Like we stayed at that one park. It was not even really a park. I think it was just a pavilion in some town. I don't have any idea what the name of it was. I know I went desperately searching for pods at one point. The only thing I remember that I could try to jog your memory with was that the pavilion itself had a lot of bird poop everywhere. It was hot. There was traffic to the right. It was like a dirt road to the left. Someone was like walking and talking to someone on a phone. Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah. it's not easy to recall that, but
You don't remember what state?
no, state of
What did
disarray.
we talk about?
You were definitely, it was one of your, it was earlier, and you were definitely not feeling super great. But there are a lot of locations like that. I remember there was a gas station we went to before we went to the pavilion, and there were people smoking cigarettes inside, and there was like a really young guy who was like, I think he worked there, and like the woman, I don't know what the relationship was, but she was asking him what he was doing that weekend, and he just had like the most like banal, boring answer, and it just like totally fit. It was
I
one.
don't know
It was
what
early.
you're talking about.
Or yeah, I know. Early enough in the ride where it was like a gas station that was like a meeting place for people. Like back when we were still in those type of areas.
Probably Kentucky.
Kentucky or Illinois or Kansas maybe. It's hard to say. It doesn't really matter. All that just to say, you know, I thought that we might get disturbed that night, but we didn't, and I think that was tribute to the fact that it was such a small town that people just didn't care, didn't know, didn't even think, didn't have the capacity to contemplate that people might be biking through their town and trying to stay in a pavilion.
I'm trying to sleep.
But yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that a good day in the car is 600 miles.
That's insane. Yeah, we did the full state of Minnesota today.
Yeah.
We started in North Dakota and now we're in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, the scale is so wildly different. Time to eat for me. Sorry, Mom. We'll be seeing everybody soon enough.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get back.
It's
The same thing I keep saying every day,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Hey, if it's true, say it. That's what they say.
And we're getting closer every day.
Yep. Yep. What's they're called are getting to the whites, and we're getting to the east. It's so cool, this van life.
Yeah, we haven't even really started yet. I feel
Not
like
at
this
all.
is just a very temporary version.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good version either.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
I'm glad that we own this thing outright too,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not like something that we have to like
Rent.
pay off or rent. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, ma'am.
I have my posters at home. We're gonna grow some plants in here.
Mm-hmm. Chet,
Cat.
did you get a baguette?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Bag it.
They're over there. In that bag.
Did we both get one?
Probably.
Oh, hell yeah. We did. Wait, there is silverware in here.
Oh, damn.
Hey, you lied to me.
Oops.
I didn't want to use my old poopy spoon.
Can I have a Mac?
Contemplative day.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet. We
Yeah.
talked a lot in the morning
Mm-hmm.
about private issues.
Private issues. No admittance except under official party business. That's
It was a good day, though.
Mm-hmm. Private issues.
I'm pregnant. That's the issue.
It's quintuplets. But
It's Charlie's child.
what? I think we can bungee all the dog-human hybrid babies from the canopy, so that while we're driving, they can be like taken care of. And the bungee will allow for them not to hurt themselves.
We also talked about kids today and how much we hate them and don't want them,
Yeah.
and how glad we are that the other person feels the same way.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us wants to be married, and either one of us wants to have kids.
Yeah. But here we are, in love and living our best life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it to be happy,
Uh-huh.
if you didn't know.
Well,
Sorry, Mom.
no, I can say no offense, but our parents definitely didn't get that memo. They were
But
from a
they're
different
happy.
era.
Yeah, different era, different vibes.
They were from different vibes. Their vibes were markedly different. Vanlife wasn't even a thing back then. Although, yeah, it was.
It probably was, but it's just stoners and hippies.
Yeah, the Westphalias from that era can't be denied.
True.
Thank you. Somehow it seems like every Westphalia passes us, though.
I know. It's probably because they're like rentals and they're just assholes that are driving them.
Well, the guy at our Airbnb, he was renting out of Westphalia, so you're probably right.
It was gone. The last day they were there, did you notice that?
Yeah, the car from California, that was the people who were renting it.
Oh, also, Kenneth is being stalked by the government.
Oh.
On his phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising, but it is a little bit disturbing. I got a text from Donald Trump's someone or another asking me if there were riots in Portland and how I felt about them. Which is just interesting because I didn't...
You didn't post anything.
No.
Or, like, buy anything online in Portland.
Uh-uh. You don't have to. You can just Google it.
Geolocation. Just have your phone on. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it is a tracking device.
Yeah.
Anytime you use location services. But yeah.
I don't really care, though. Like, if the government is watching us all the time, like, they haven't done anything yet.
I mean, for
so
sure.
I don't really care about them.
They're not watching any individuals except for people of interest, but yeah,
right.
I mean, definitely that data is out there.
Yeah, so like they don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit.
I don't care either, but I just think it's interesting.
The part where it gets creepy is like that information potentially getting to other individuals and like stalkers and stuff.
I mean, anyone.
That's scary.
Anyone who has enough time and ability can find out pretty much anything information-wise. If it has a digital fingerprint, that fingerprint can be like decoded.
Yeah. Well, to all my stalkers out there, please stop. It's creepy. No, I don't think that that's something that really bothers me.
No.
Being
the power of technology, to me, is interesting. Again, having worked at MailChimp, I saw a small portion of what you can do with information, big data.
Yeah.
We had one of the foremost data scientists working at MailChimp.
Wow.
A guy named John Foreman. He wrote a book called Big Data.
Huh.
But, you know, just like with weather patterns or, you know, the motion of the stars in the sky or ocean currents, like it's all pattern based and it's all predictable within a certain margin of error. And so big groups of people you can kind of guess what they're going to do based on how much data you have.
Yeah.
Which is why it's interesting that like the stock market is all like pretty much electronic now. There's not like dudes in Wall Street like screaming back and forth with each other. It's like computers making sales at like a fraction of a second. And the economy is not doing great apparently.
Yeah, it's about to take a plummet.
My dad hopes not.
Everyone hopes not.
Well, do we care?
Unless the people that do.
Yeah. I mean,
Who wants the economy to collapse? People that like have gold and shit?
That
or,
guy.
Like, off-grid?
That guy Danielle, or Daniele, at I was going to say Winston, but Michelle, he is actually doing something.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Michelle.
He's shorting the market right now. Like, one of the things you can do in the stock market is bet against things that you're going to actually bet that they're going to do poorly. And then somehow...
And then you get money from that?
Yeah,
Huh. So the whole thing is like gambling?
It is, just all bullshit.
Huh. You should invest. That's what the banker told you.
Yeah. I still have investments.
In the stock market?
Yeah.
In what?
The untouchable portion of my 401k is in like high risk, high yield, long term mutual funds or something like that. So I do technically still have a horse in that race.
Nice.
I think that I can still pull my money out because of COVID.
Mm.
But we've seen how easy that is to access, so who knows?
Who knows?
I'm aiming for destitution so that I can be ultimately humbled and become a
Do
true...
you actually want that, though? Like, do you think about actually what it would be like?
I mean, I would just get a job again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have much money. And then I worked at MailChimp, and then I did.
Mm-hmm.
And now I do again. And
But you never did, like, budgeting or anything?
No. You have no idea the levels of my frugality. The only thing I would spend money on was, like, the grocery store and bills. But I very rarely bought anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just
Even
accumulates.
at the grocery store?
Food was my one luxury. My mom used to say, like, whenever she would go shopping for food, she would never look at the prices. She would just get what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I did. And still do. Good food is worth it. But, yeah, never went to restaurants. I wore the same clothes for years. Gave myself haircuts. You know. Hell yeah. This podcast has become quite tangential.
Tangential?
It's all just tangents. Like, there's no, we're not really talking about what we're doing. We're just kind of talking.
Oh, yeah, this the one we're making right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought you were talking about your podcast from earlier. That's blowing your mind.
Joe Rogan's podcasts are usually tangential. It's one
Isn't
of the
that the
reasons.
whole point of a podcast? Unless it's like a storytelling one?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of genres of podcasts.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that storytelling ones are the only ones that stick to a narrative. Like political podcasts, economic podcasts,
That's
they don't
true.
typically go off script too much. But, anyway. What else?
Have you been seeing the memes about the people at the Trump rallies?
I think so. I saw one today. I told you about. Well, that was different, actually. I don't know. What were the memes?
There's just like these people that I don't even know who they were, what they were doing.
It's
It was
dead.
a Trump rally, and they're just like, there's this one lady wearing red, and she was just like screaming. And she's like, "Make America great again." Look, she's on a meme now, and it's funny. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
Because they're all idiots.
Joe Rogan was saying that Trump is the king of assholes. And I think that's kind of the way, in an inelegant way, that I feel. Because he's just like, he appeals to something that's like so base and primal and
Yeah.
stupid. in
Rude,
people.
arrogant,
Yeah.
ignorant,
Yeah.
and they love that.
A lot of people do. Which is unfortunate. And like, another reason why
But
I think...
why
yeah.
do they though? Is it because they feel a connection to it because it's the way that they are? Do they just like idolize that because they think that that's what American, like,
Values.
yeah.
That's what it seems like to me. Like, he encompasses,
He
like...
encompasses American values.
in a way.
Yeah.
I mean...
I guess like brutally accurate. That's true.
I mean, you look at, like, America's foreign policy over the course of its life, given how they treated Native Americans, when they got more powerful, how they treated, like, Europe, and then how they treat the world. It's like, we kind of do whatever we want. We intrude on a bunch of other people's doings. So, I don't know. He does seem to kind of embody that. It's like, I'm here because I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And anyone else who thinks differently can fuck off.
And I'm the most powerful, so you have to pay attention to me either
Yeah.
way.
I just can't believe he's fucking president. That's so pathetic. But again, I go back to the thought that he is the president that Americans deserve.
Yeah.
Maybe not all Americans.
No.
Maybe he's the president that white America deserves.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the ultimate caricature of the worst qualities of white people. And how fitting it is that all this Black Lives Matters and just general like progressive rights movements are occurring under his watch, because it's just like, this is like the last chance to do right, and it's certainly not being done.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
As the representation for white people, he's doing exactly what should be done.
Yeah.
Which is nothing, and blaming other people and telling them that they're wrong.
We're last, which means we're first. Yeah. There's going to be... I mean, what he is so indescribable that 1,000 years from now, the only thing they'll be able to say is Trumpian and Trumpism to describe a very specific type of person.
Trumpets.
Mm-hmm.
Trumpers.
Trumpets with crumpets. Alright.
Alright.
Well, that went off the road. Bye.
Bye.